What is up YouTube, KM888 here, and this time I'm back again with another test hand video of my Onomat Ryzeal deck list. I've done this one before, right before the ban list. Back then, I just made the video and then the ban list got revealed like that day, which was funny. But at the very least, the combos don't change for this deck, so because the ban list didn't really hit us. My deck list that I'm using right now is already on the channel, so definitely check that out. It's kind of cool if you have the total picture before you. I think it looks very consistent as well. But let's just go into this test hand video now. Just like before, I have 4 dice right here. I'm going to roll them, and the blue dice are going to be my roll this time, and the yellow dice are going to be of my opponents. And basically that's how I'm going to determine if I'm going to go first or if I'm going to go second. Not every hand will probably be optimal. I mean, if you do a lot of tournaments, you know that sometimes you go second without hand traps, or you go first and you only have hand traps, stuff like that. But that is why we are practicing. We want to have as good of hands as possible. Now I'm doing a lot of shuffling because I had just put my deck in order for a video that I was preparing where I present my siding patterns to you guys. I'm not really sure which video is gonna come first on YouTube. I'll look into that later on. But I want to do some shuffling because otherwise I'm just gonna see all the same cards, I guess. But let's roll this die. So I am blue. So I have a 3, my opponent has a 9. Amazing roll. This is more like the rolls that I have at my tournament. So I'm gonna go second, and I'm gonna draw 5 cards. So let's see what we get. We have Izuna, we have Ash, we have Fua. So this is an amazing hand for going second. We have Fua, we have Ash, we have Izuna. So that means that we have a really good chance to get draws, to stop a play, and then with Izuna to already get some board presence as well, to actually really put some pressure on my opponent. So I don't know what my opponent is going to play, but just imagine I'm gonna get 2 draws from the Fualos, because that's in general what you're going to get. So we're gonna get an Onomat Kage, and we're gonna get the Kage Coat. You might think that this is bad, but this means that we have 2 ways of pushing, while we can still use the Izuna in my opponent's turn to actually have a play that clears the board. So we can go Lupus, we can use the Lupus, and then use this effect here. So we're going to overlay. I didn't pick my extra deck. Oh my god, guys. I'm in shambles. So right here you can choose what you're going to make. So you can go into a Valon. Let's put the options on the board. So these are the 3 options that you can go for with the Lupus. What I actually love to do, that I used to do in the Mitsu against Mitsurugi, is you can use Lupus and just go into a Typhon on top. And this is actually a really cool play against Dracotail as well, because they cannot target the Typhon right now. So you would, against Dracotail, you would summon the Izuna in defense. So just to be clear. So let's do a little bit like this, so the Typhon is more clear. And the Typhon cannot be targeted, so this is always a really good thing. Now, in the opponent's turn, you just go to battle phase, you attack with the Typhon, and then in main phase 2, you can just overlay your Typhon into a Zeus, and then use Zeus to clear their entire board. Now, this is a way that you can play, so you clear the opponent's board after a Fualos. Now, you might think, okay, but now you can't go for game. No, that's true, but we still have that Ash. We might have used it, like we don't really know. So imagine it could be gone. We have 2 ways to push right here, and we have our Unbreakable Exceed Barrier. So even if the Zeus is the only thing that would survive, we actually have an Omni Negate. So even if the opponent has some follow-up, we can actually stop that pretty handily. So yeah, I do think that was a really good opening hand for going second game 1. It definitely gives us a chance to survive everything that is in the format right now, I think. So let's go into our second hand. So at 5 minutes already being done with one hand is actually really good. Now I know that I don't need to go over all my combos once again because there's already a ton of those combos on my channel. Check them out if you haven't. But we are probably going to do like one or two anyways. The combo doesn't change at all. It's exactly the same as it was before. So yeah, there's nothing new about that. Let's see if we're gonna go first or second. We are blue. We roll a 10, the opponent rolls a 6. Pretty nice. So we can go first. So we got Gambara Knight, we have Onomat Pickup, we have Onomat Para, we have Perulia, and we have Ash Blossom. Now this is actually kind of neat. We have a way into an Exceed without using any of the searches. So if our Para gets negated, we still have full combo, basically. We don't have a way to play around Draw and Lock, but as I've said in my deck profile, I don't believe in Draw and Lock being in the main deck anymore. The card isn't that great in all matchups, and being that it's at 2 is actually really beneficial for us. Now, the first thing we are going to do, of course, is we are actually going to go with Pickup. And then Pickup is going to allow us to get an Onomat Kage right here. Now, we don't have to search for an Onomat Para, we don't have to search for anything else. We already have everything, so this is actually pretty decent. And if we don't get Draw Unlocked right now, I'll put it... normally you'd never put the Pickup in the scales, because if you're gonna draw into an Imperm, you want to set it right here, just in case you are facing something that has scales. But just for, like, is this clear enough? I guess, yeah. Now, we don't really want to play into a possible... Ash Blossom on the Onomat Para, discarding the Onomat Kage. So we are actually going to use the Gambara Knight first, revealing one of the Gagagas. I usually, if they don't know I play Magician, I will reveal the Gagaga Girl, because that's the one that they know that we're playing. And this means you can summon it together with the Onomat Kage. Now you're going to overlay. And we're going to go into that Gagaga Girl that I said, so... And then Girl Effect, we're going to detach the Gambara Knight, and we're going to search for the Counter Trap. Now, this is very nice that we had the Onomat Para, of course, so it's really easy to see how we are able to search a Counter Trap in this situation. Gambara Knight is going to trigger, and we are going to fetch our Goblinberg. Now, I don't even think that we are necessarily going to need the Onomat Para to search, because starting out with Gambara Knight and Onomat Kage as a combo already means that we are gonna be able to go through all of the like all the Onomat parts. So now we're going to normal summon the Goblinberg using its effect. If you really want, you can I think that's even a better way to play this out. So let's try this out, actually. I don't think I've ever done this that much, so let's go. Use the Onomat Para, and we're going to discard the Goblinberg. We're going to search for a good amount of follow-up, basically, so thanks to this. So do search for the Dodo Warrior, because why not, right? And then... like, does it even matter what the second one is that we search? I'm actually gonna, like... Yeah, it doesn't matter at all. I'm already going to search for the Zubaba. So, and now we aren't going to use the the Dodo yet. What we are going to do is, because we have the Gagaga Girl, we are going to activate the Zubaba first. Use the Zubaba, we're going to revive the Goblinberg. Now this is actually a way to still get your Goblinberg search post everything, which I actually also like to do. So overlay these two. And now we need something that detaches as cost, so we're not going to go into Duo Drive. We are actually going to go into our Dugaris, and then using Dugaris' effect to draw 2 and discard 1. So let's shuffle up a bit more. And let's draw. So we draw a Bonfire, we draw another Dodo Warrior. We're just going to discard 1 because now the Goblinburg is going to trigger, and we are going to actually fetch the 3rd Dodo Warrior from the deck. And you might think this is just crazy, but it's good. It means that all our engine parts are going to get out of the deck, so everything that we draw is going to be non-engine, basically. That's also, like, really preferable. Right here, we can already overlay our Dugares and our Gagagaga Girl if we want, but it doesn't seem really preferable. Now, the way this turned out with drawing the Bonfire is actually really nice, because it means that I can actually activate it and search for Ice Ryzeal right here. Instead of having to go through the Dodo into Onomatakage line first, which I also like. I don't dislike that, but this just, it came out handily, I guess. Normal summon the Ice, use its effect, get into X, and then because we are only controlling rank 4's X effect, and we're going to search for the note. And this is like the upside of discarding the Goblinburg if you can revive it with the Zubaba, because then you actually get your normal summon of Ice as well, so you get more follow-up out of it. So let's see. Now that we've done this, we are actually gonna go and overlay Dugares and the girl, and we're going to go into our Zexal. So we can actually do everything that we want. Not being able to be targeted is always nice, and we can lock ourselves into rank 4 from now on. That doesn't, like, it also doesn't matter at all. I'm actually gonna go and overlay these two now. And I'm gonna go into our Duo Drive. Now, this might, like, it's just a valid play. I do think this is correct as well, so use Duo Drive's effect. And we're going to detach the Gagagaga Girl, and we're going to detach the X Ryzeal. Now, I always want to have the one rank 4 in graveyard already, because it's easier. We've already used Ice, so getting to Sword is definitely needed, because Sword gets Star, and then Star gets the field spell. And then because we already have Note, which is actually pretty nice, we can actually search for the Star already, and that way we don't have to worry about Sword not getting through. And right here, if we get the, like, if we can put the X back into the deck somehow, we can actually search it out with a Sword. So that's actually a thing. So let's see. Now that we have this, we could also, like, just search out the second Ice. So yeah, which I actually might do. That's not really that bad of a play. But anyways, let's go first into Dodo Warrior. Special summon it by sending the Onomatakage. Use Onomatakage, special, overlay into Daigusto Emerald. Like, if the opponent had Nip, they would have nipped on the Duo Drive, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about that one bit. Now that we have Daigusto Emerald, we are going to special our Star by detaching the Onomat. Star effect, we are getting the field spell. And now, just in case that the opponent is waiting for Cross to be activated, we are actually going to go Emerald effect first. Sometimes opponents wait to chain their hand traps on the Cross because it would hit harder. But at least this way you still get your Emerald. And we detach the Dodo, so we definitely want to search something out of this. So we are going to put back the Zubaba for next turn. I am also going to put back the X, because am I going to put back the X? I mean, I can always search for Ice, doesn't matter. Let's see, let's put back an Onomatakage, just in case we draw the Zubaba, then we still get to search from the Dodo. And let's put back the Gambara Knight. We're going to put back a lot more anyways later on. As you can see, we are getting a handily great hand. Like, we're gonna get a lot of draws. So like this, we draw one. It's Onomatopera again, which doesn't really matter, but once again, it's a good follow-up. And then the Dodo Warrior is going to trigger, and we are going to search for the Zubaba. Now, we've already used all of this, but it's all follow-up. So, yeah. So, these are already follow-up. This is follow-up. So, we actually have everything that we need for follow-up already, which is actually kind of crazy. Now, flip up that Ryzeal Cross, so you're pretty much even more safe. Do we even need to make a second Exceed as well? No, because we have the girl. So we can actually go really fast right here. We still have Sword, the card that we're going to search, so that's still 2 summons, and then we have Note to send away and get another summon. So, and we still have the Ryzeal name in graveyard, so that's also really, really nice. Let's just special summon out the Sword using the effect. Getting Ice. Did I even need to do that first? I mean, it doesn't necessarily matter. This is 2. I can get to a third one. Yeah, this is probably... like... I'm gonna overlay my Sword with the Emerald for Eclipse Twins. Then I'm going to special summon out the Ice Ryzeal by dumping that Eclipse Twins. And then using Eclipse Twins as effect, we're going to revive the Daigusto Emerald, put the Gagaga underneath it. This actually seems really fine. Using the Emerald's effect, we're going to recycle 3. I'm going to recycle the Goblinberg, I'm going to recycle a Dododo, and I'm actually going to recycle the second Dododo as well. It's fine. So like this. And then we draw. Draw into a Fua. Using these 2 to go into Detonator. Detonator effect. We're going to attach the Eclipse Twins. This is fine. And then use the Note Ryzeal. Send the Daigusto Emerald. And we're going to special summon the Ryzeal, the Sword Ryzeal. Now, if you really want the draw from Cross, you could send a Duo Drive here. Then you get 2 more names in the graveyard, so you can actually draw from the Cross. But I don't think we need that right here. We can just overlay these 2 and go into our Baguska. Put all of these into defense. Like this, and we're going to set the Unbreakable Exceed barrier. The way this turned out was actually getting us a lot of follow-up for next turn, while keeping a lot of advantage, I think. So yeah, I'm actually kind of happy with this. We have a negate for Cross in both Duo Drive or Detonator, so we can just detach from here. Everything on their field is 100 less attack, which is also important. Just in case there's like a link with 2100 attack, won't get over the Baguska now. Even though they wouldn't be able to attack this anyway because of the Futures Excel, but you never know. And we have the counter trap, so yeah, it's definitely full combo. Let's see. Pick things up. Let's shuffle things up again. Once more, I'm gonna be the blue dice. So let's see what we get. I'm at 5, the opponent's at 5, I have to roll again. I'm at 8, opponent's at 9. That's actually a nice representation. Let's see, we are gonna go second. And the cards we have are Sword Ryzeal, Rhoda, Imperm, Ash, and Onomat. Okay, so we have 2 hand traps. We might be able to stop their entire combo. The important part is we have Rota, we have Sword, and we have Onomat as well. So this is actually a good, this is a little bit of a push. So that's actually good. What do we have for our 6th draw? Because we are going second, it's the Dododo. This means that we have 3 kinds of pushes on top of having 2 hand traps where we might be able to stop a lot more of their turn. So that's actually important. So I wouldn't say it's a bad hand or anything. It might not be the best, but we might actually be able to play through everything. So if you come against Dracotail, for instance, you imperm the Arthalion. You can Ash either Rahu or Ketu. But you might also keep it for your turn. So just having Imperm for their Arthalion and then using Ash on a trap is actually a way to break that board, because you have 3 ways to get into a rank 4. So you can go Exiton on the first one and then still have full combo. So it's actually pretty nice. So let's see. I'm gonna do one more hand. We're at 20 minutes already, so sometimes it goes pretty fast, but so I have 8, my opponent has 9 once again, so I'm gonna go second once again. Like, that previous hand was actually really good against Dracotail. Against Radiant Typhoon, you can stop 2 of the really important cards with Imperm and Ash, and then you have 3 ways to actually try to break their board. I think it would come in handy. So let's see, we're gonna go second again. First card called by Fua, Purulia, Izuna, and Ash Blossom. Thank luck, thank God, whatever you want to think, we are going second, but this hand is broken going second. You just Purulia during the standby phase to begin with, and it doesn't really matter against what you're playing, because if it's Dracotail, you're gonna get your draws from the Fualos, and then you have Call by the Grave for the 5 mana in their turn. You have Izuna to be able to stop some plays, maybe go Typhon into Zeus, and then you still have Ash for either Rahu, Ketu, or to stop a flame on the call by. So that's actually a thing. And then if Purulia gets a draw from a Lucius or something, we're already starting to see Engine. We have a Gambara, which is already... It's not full combo on its own, but it means that we can get a rank 4 to the field. If they use anything to attempt to special summon, you go Fua, you might get another draw. We have Onomatopera, this full combo on its own. We are actually golden with this entire hand, because you stop them from playing with the double Mulcharmy. If they don't stop, you're just gonna start drawing. And as you see, since we are only playing a lot of 1-card starters with a little bit of fluff that we need, like the Gambara, and a lot of hand traps, we are only going to see those. I am not playing Talents anymore, I'm not playing Crossout. Cards like that, at the moment for this deck, are a little bit more irrelevant, I think. You either be able to use a card or you're not. So, but once again, really good hand. We were going second, so... Even if we went first, like, I would just keep it as is. So we like, just skip your turn. You have 4 really good hand traps. The opponent isn't going to OTK you through that, because you have the K9, of course, as well. So yeah. Now let's do another opening hand. You know what? I'm not gonna do the dice. I'm just gonna roll 5 cards for my opening hands each time, and we're going to go over if they are decent or not. So first hand, we have Onomatopera, Pickup, Fua, Onomatokage, and Call by the Grave. Amazing hand. You have 2 starters. You have Fualos, you have Onomatokage and Call by. This is a really good hand. Second hand, Imperm, Nip. This is already breaking every end board. Another Imperm, Dododo, and Goblinberg. 2 amazing starters that don't clog each other. Great. Gambara, Unbreakable Exceed Barrier, Onomatakage, we already have play. Rota and Imperm. I'd say that's still a decent hand. You can keep the Imperm for your turn, negating something. You can choose whatever you want with that. The Code, Ext, Onomat, Star, and Purulia. Once again, we have a good going second card. Maybe they have to play into it. If it's like Radiant Typhoon, they probably play like 4 cards into this. So this is crazy. Of course, keep the Purulia for the standby phase, because they will use their quick plays in the draw phase. And if they use that level 6 to special summon from the hand, that's an activated effect. You can just chain Purulia. If they don't, then they don't have that combination, and you can just Purulia in the standby phase anyways. They won't wait until the standby phase to do that, so because then they play into possible draw. For the rest, great hand for going first. So you can just, with this, even if the Onomatopera discard Purulia gets stopped, so like this, if this gets stopped, then you can just normal the code special X and you play from there. Sure, you don't have a Zexal at that point, but it's good. Ash, Fua, Ash, Ice. Okay, so we can play going first. It's full Ryzeal combo, maybe having a little bit of extra from the draws, but going second we have double Fua, so that's like, it's great. Next up, Cross, Note, Nip, Ash, and Onomatopera. Okay, this is a decent hand for going second because you have Nip, Ash. Going first, you only have one way into playable, which is the Onomatopera. So if they have Ash, you're actually kind of screwed. But you still have Ash Nip at that point. Maybe things will go your way, maybe not, we don't know. But in general, right here, I would probably discard the Note Ryzeal and hope you can play. That's like the thing you want to do there. So, Ice Ryzeal, Dododo, Bonfire, Izuna, and another Dododo. It's a really good hand for going first. You have the 2 best starters in your deck together. You have a Bonfire to grab an Ext or an Ice later towards a combo or something. And then you still have Izuna, so if you go normal Ice and they Ash Blossom it, you can go Izuna, special, make Lupus, do a Lupus, go into Ripper, and then you still have full combo with Dododo Warrior. So especially going first, this is a really good hand. Going second, you only have the Izuna, so you never know. And then for the last hand, we have Izuna, Sword, Lupus, another Izuna, and a Purulia. It's only 1 starter, and it's the worst starter. Going second, you have like multiple Izuna and Lupus, so that's kind of sucks. But the Purulia can like take you a long way. So I wouldn't say any of these hands are unplayable or bad. They were actually pretty good. And with that, I am going to stop this video because I've done a lot of test hands and you guys saw what kind of hands you could get in that last exchange. I hope you guys liked it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya.